What's going on, FB fam? Good evening. I know this is not our regular time to get together for this Get Me Through Wednesday, but this is the time that I was able to actually get some things cleared off my agenda and to get on today. Today was a crazy, hectic day. One of those days that was not that cool. So I wanted to get on before it got too late, just to keep consistency and continuity. I know Wednesday is almost over for some of us, but this might be something that you could use for tomorrow. Hey, Aunt Gertha, good to see you. Keisha, good to see you. My wifey, Karen, is on. Sister Martha, good to see you. Charlie, always a pleasure, brother. Just wanted to remind you to go on and like our Facebook page, Get Me Through Wednesday Facebook page. Also, go on to our YouTube page, Cedric Nelms, and subscribe to it. But wanted to just get on real quick this evening and give you a little something. I guess it's always interesting for me what I'm able to learn and glean from this life that I live. So be sure you share it. Click that button, click share, so that somebody else can be a part of this. Marianne, good to see you. Congratulations too to Chris and his graduation. Looking for big things from him. You've done a wonderful job with your son. So give him our regards from the Nelms family. Let's get into this thing real quick. So, Get Me Through Wednesday. Today was a very, very interesting day. My topic today is called frustration. So, as I was headed out to get my day started, most of you know Anthony. Good to see you, man. See what you're doing in the ministry. We praying for you. Myself, World Impact, and my church are praying for you, man. Good to see you, bro. Frustration. So today I started out. Most of you know I teach junior high school Bible class. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays and Fridays are my day off. Mother Walker, good to see you. But the day ran into frustration. So I get up this morning, drop the kids off, headed into the place where I work because I started my training today. I got promoted to, or in the process of working to get promoted into a new position. And so my car started acting up. Had to pull over. Had to get AAA to come out and get it towed into my mechanic, and I was frustrated. So what I want to give you today, Big Chuck Davis, good to see you, is frustration. Frustration can be a very interesting thing. When you deal with frustration, frustration can consume you or it can drive you. Okay? Those are the two things. Frustration can consume you or it can drive you. If you allow frustration to set in, it can consume you. It can change your attitude. It can change your way of thinking. It can change your whole day if you allow this one thing to frustrate you. But if you allow for it to drive you, then you're able to accomplish some of the goals that you set out to do. So today I had meetings scheduled from 8 in the morning until 4 or 5 o'clock this evening. Reached out to my buddy who I work alongside and told him, hey, I'm not going to make it to the 8 o'clock meeting. He said, okay. Now, frustration. The old Cedric would have shut down the whole day. The old would have canceled everything. I would have stayed at the house, would have been just burning about, my what it would what it's going to cost to get it fixed. Demond, I see you. Katina, I see you. What it was going to cost to get it fixed, and all these different things. Do I have the money to get it fixed? Yeah, I got the money, but that's not what I had the money allocated for. Very honest and transparent with you. Okay? So the old Cedric would have allowed frustration to consume him, to take over, to rule him, to pretty much consume me so much to where, and I would have had an attitude all day. I would have had an attitude with my wife. I would have had an attitude with the kids. Now every little thing is going to set me off. Instead, what I did was I made the necessary changes and made the necessary adjustments, and was still able to get in and have my meetings and complete my day, and at least allow for my day to be fruitful and productive, because I allowed the frustration to drive me. For some of us, we allow frustration to stifle us. We allow for it to stop us from doing, because we can't do it this way, or we can't go at it how we want to go at it, or we cannot exactly allow for it to match up and go the way that we planned it in our head. Sometimes we've got to allow frustration, all the time we've got to allow, or get to the point to where we allow frustration to drive us. Frustration has got to be that catalyst. It's got to be that push to get you to the point to where, and if you can change it, change it. Don't get frustrated with those things that you can change. Some of us are frustrated in relationships. Some of us are frustrated on jobs. Some of us are frustrated with our children. Can I get an amen? Some of us are frustrated with life. Some of us are frustrated because things are not working out in the time that we want them to work out. We're impatient. Parents, especially those who have parents that are aging, they get frustrated. They get frustrated because that life as they once knew it is not the same anymore. So frustration is a common denominator across the board. I don't care if you're white, you're black, if you are Hispanic, if you're Asian. Frustration doesn't have any color. Frustration is not about finance. You know what I'm saying? Because folks who are less than or don't have as much money as someone else is still frustrated. At the same time, the person that has the money is frustrated too. So frustration is something that goes across all types of cultural, economical, zip codes. It doesn't make a difference. It's all about what you do with that frustration. So my question is, are you willing to change and willing to allow the frustration to drive you, or are you going to allow the frustration to consume you? Because whatever you allow to consume you will then be the puppet master, and you're the puppet. You got to allow that frustration to drive you. You got to allow for whatever is not where you want it to be. That's got to push you to do something different. It's got to push you to change that. So if you get upset at the 15th of the month because you've gotten paid and all your money is gone and you get frustrated with that, then change it. If you're frustrated because your relationship is not what it should be, change it. If you're frustrated with your work or your career, change it. Change is always there, but we allow for ourselves to be stifled because we allow the frustration to overtake us. In the scriptures it says, we were not given the spirit of fear. Fear is not in our vocabulary. The other F word that's not in our vocabulary is frustration. When Jesus got frustrated, when he went into the temple and he saw that they were doing things that shouldn't have been done, what did Jesus do? He changed the narrative. He started turning over tables and telling them that is not what you're supposed to be doing in the house of God. Wherever there was something that was frustrating, Jesus always changed the climate. So when he went to Mary and Martha's house and Mary was sitting at Jesus' feet and Martha got frustrated because her sister wasn't helping out because they had this big feast that they had to cook and plan and serve. Martha's doing all the work. Mary is sitting at Jesus' feet. Martha got upset. She got frustrated. What did Jesus do? He changed the narrative. He said, hey, Mary is doing what she should be doing, which is spending time with the Lord. So that's how I can end it. Whatever you're frustrated about, spend time with the Lord. Find out how you can change that. Find out how you can deliver that differently. Find out how you can come out of that frustrating moment and allow for that frustration to drive you forward. Life is about moving forward. It's not about living in the rear view. That's a word for somebody. If it's like driving a car. If you drive a car and the whole time you're looking in your rear view mirror, you're looking at what's behind you, pretty soon you're going to hit something in front of you. You're supposed to be moving forward. You check behind you, but your focus is on what's ahead of you. That's how frustration is. Frustration gets us stuck in the rearview mirror of our lives. It gets us stuck looking back. It gets us consumed with what is pressing us down and pressing us in. Allow frustration to drive you. So for the rest of this week into next week when we meet again on this Wise next Wednesday, don't allow for frustration to consume you. Allow for frustration to drive you. Drive you to where you need to be and drive you that much closer to where you're supposed to be. All right? So let's use that. Frustration needs to drive you, not consume you. Don't forget to share this. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page and Get Me Through Wednesday. And most of all, don't forget to let someone know that frustration can consume you, but you got to use it as a propeller to drive you forward. I don't know who that's for, and it may just be for me. But if somebody else was affected by that, then amen. All right, so I'll see you back here next Wednesday. I'm going to do better as far as the time. I try to get it on first thing in the morning. If not, try to get with you at 12 o'clock. But today I just had meetings spread all out. But we'll be back here on next Wednesday for another Get Me Through Wednesday. All right, I'm Pastor Said. I'm out, and I love you.